All right, so this still looks kind of ugly, right? When we try to print a playlist. Well, first of all, the first issue is that we're trying to print an array. If you want to print an array, right, you got to loop through it. So you can't just throw it into the print statement. Second thing is that I wanted to show you. Well, I just noticed that like songs playlist didn't actually print the song. So let's go there. So what was it? Songs.getInfo. I forgot to hit the print. Oh, forgot my out. Fill in. And then let's see what happens. Okay, so this looks good. Looks better. But going back to this, like, why does Java print out this mumbo jumbo? Well, Java by default will have a toString method on any object. And if you don't define it, for example, if I hit, my methods here, I have all my song methods, but there's also a toString method here. So Java's trying to guess, right, how to represent this as a string. And it's going to try to represent the data like, using these weird characters. But we can actually override that behavior so that things display nicely. So I'll show you what I mean about this toString. So in this playlist, let's say we didn't do get info. Let's say we just try to print the song, just the raw song. Let's go back to main.java and you notice something weird happens. You get this weird like song reference. So Java hasn't been given any information on how to print songs. So it's doing this weird reference code. Yeah, in fact, these weird numbers have to do something with hashing, which we're not going to talk about. But yeah, you can actually tell Java how to properly print things. So all you got to do is go to any class that you define, go to the very bottom, define a public string toString method. And this is how you can tell Java, hey, this is how I want you to print my song. So I'm going to say song, and then I'm going to do plus this dot, I think it's title. In fact, I could just do the return this dot get info. Now, Java is going to use its own toString method if you want to replace it. So if you want to override the default print behavior, which is this weird, song with this weird code, you have to hit the override. So this tells Java, hey, I don't want your toString method. I want you to use mine. So now, even though we're printing the song directly without the get info, it's going to transform our output, and now it looks beautiful. Again, I'll show you without the override. Trying to print objects directly, it's going to look a little ugly. But with the override, I'm telling Java, hey, this is how I want you to handle my object when I throw it in a print statement, when you convert it, implicitly to a string. There you go. So yeah, you don't have to do this. You could just get rid of this, keep get info, and then just make sure not to print the song itself, but print the get info statement. And that works fine too. But real programmers do actually use the what's it called, the toString override. So yeah, let me get rid of these so you don't see that. Remember, if you're gonna print an array, right, you should probably loop through it. Yeah, my mistake. But yeah, there you go. No weird hash codes. Everything prints nicely, and our playlist works. You could make this a loop, right? Have some user input, have them to punch in the songs, and then it becomes an actual interactive program. But yeah, this is how you create a class. This class was hard because we had an array. We had to handle bigger sizes, right? Adding songs. I'm not going to make you guys do anything that difficult. The song.java is a perfect example of a class you might write. And in fact, for this week's practice, you'll do something very similar, defining your own class. And it'll be on something that you love, right? Anything that you want represented as a class. And then remember main.java, this is the driver of the classes where we actually, call on our different classes to make things happen. And as always, if you have any questions, right, any concerns, any confusion, feel free to reach out.